Hello and welcome to another episode of Savadestan Ask, the podcast where we answer your questions about personal finance. Today we have a special guest, Elahe Toti. Welcome to this podcast, Elahe.
Thank you, Zeinab. It's great to be here.
So, Elahe, let's start with a basic question. What is personal finance and why is it important?
Personal finance is the management of your money and financial decisions, such as budgeting, saving, investing, and retirement planning. It's important because your financial situation affects your overall well-being and quality of life. It can impact your ability to achieve your goals and dreams, as well as your mental and physical health.
That's a great point. Therefore, what are some common financial mistakes that people make?
One of the most common mistakes is not having a budget or spending plan. Without a budget, it's easy to overspend or not prioritize your spending. Another mistake is not saving enough for emergencies or retirement. Many people also take on too much debt, such as credit card debt or loans, and don't have a plan to pay it off.
Those are definitely common mistakes that I'm sure many people can relate to. So, what advice would you give to someone who is just starting to take control of their personal finances?
The first step is to create a budget or spending plan. This will help you understand where your money is going and where you can make adjustments. It's also important to have an emergency fund, which is typically 3 to 6 months worth of living expenses saved up in case of unexpected events like job loss or medical emergencies.
Great advice. What about investing? How important is it to invest for the future?
Investing is crucial for long-term financial success. It allows you to grow your money and build your wealth over time. Whether you're investing in stocks, mutual funds, or real estate, it's important to have a diversified portfolio and a long-term perspective. Investing can also help you reach your financial goals, such as buying a home, starting a business, or saving for retirement.
Interesting. What are some common misconceptions about investing?
One of the biggest misconceptions is that investing is too risky or complicated. While investing does involve some risk, there are ways to manage and mitigate that risk through diversification and a long-term perspective. Another misconception is that you need a lot of money to start investing. In reality, you can start with the small amounts and gradually build up your portfolio over time.
Good to know. What about retirement planning? When should someone start planning for retirement and what are some key considerations?
It's never too early to start planning for retirement. The earlier you start, the more time you have to save and grow your money. Some key considerations include determining how much you need to save for retirement, considering the different types of retirement accounts available, such as 401ks or IRAs, and understanding the potential tax implications of your retirement savings.
Those are definitely important considerations. What about debt? How can someone manage their debt and pay it off?
One approach is to prioritize your debts based on interest rates and pay off the highest interest debt first, while making minimum payments on the others. Another approach is to consolidate your debts into one loan or credit card with a lower interest rate, which can make it easier to manage and pay off. It's also important to avoid taking on new debt while you are trying to pay off existing debt, and to make sure you're paying more than the minimum payment each month.
Great advice. So, what are some tools or resources that people can use to help them manage their personal finances?
There are many resources available, such as personal finance apps, online budgeting tools, and financial education websites. It's also important to work with a financial advisor or planner who can help you create a personalized financial plan and provide guidance and support along the way.
Good point. So, let's wrap up with a final question. What is your biggest piece of advice for someone who wants to improve their personal finance?
My biggest piece of advice is to be intentional with your money. Understand where your money is going. Prioritize your spending and create a plan for achieving your financial goals. Remember, personal finance is not just about money. It's about your overall well-being and quality of life.
Nice advice, Elahe. Thank you so much for joining us on Savadestan Ask today.
Thank you, Zeinab. It was a pleasure to be here.
Before we end this episode, we have some questions from our listeners. Our first question is from Julie in Paris. She asks, what is the best way to save for a down payment on a house?
That's a great question, Julie. One approach is to set a specific savings goal and create a plan to reach it. You can start by analyzing your current spending and identifying areas where you can cut back, such as eating out less or reducing your entertainment expenses. Then you can set up automatic transfers from your checking account to a savings account each month. Another option is to explore government programs or employer benefits that can help you save for a down payment, such as a 400K loan or a down payment assistance program.
Our next question is from Farhan in Dubai. He asks, how can I improve my credit score?
That's a great question, Farhan. Your credit score is an important factor in many financial decisions, such as getting a loan or renting an apartment. Some ways to improve your credit score include paying your bills on time, keeping your credit card balances low, and limiting the number of credit applications you make. You can also check your credit report for errors or inaccuracies and dispute them with the credit reporting agencies.
Last but not least, our question is from Hassan in Riyadh. He asks, what are some ways to prepare for unexpected expenses?
That's a great question, Hassan. One way is to have an emergency fund, which we mentioned earlier in this episode. This can help you cover unexpected expenses, such as car repairs or medical bills, without having to take a debt. Another option is to have insurance, such as health insurance, car insurance, or homeowners insurance, which can provide financial protection in case of unexpected events. It's also important to have a budget and prioritize your spending, so you have money set aside for unexpected expenses.
That sounds amazing. Hope you have a great time, and with that, we'll wrap up this episode of Savadestan Ask. Thank you so much, Elahe, for joining us and sharing your financial experiences.
Thank you for having me, Zeinab. It was a pleasure.
That's all the time we have for today. Thank you for joining us on Savadestan Ask. Join us next time as we explore another topic. If you have any questions or suggestions for future topics, please reach out to us on our social media channels. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.